Tesla boss Elon Musk under fire for a series of tweets calling for Ukraine to seek appeasement with Russia to end the war. Now, the SpaceX founder and chief executive also called on Kyiv to give up Crimea for good. Now, for more on all of this, we're joined by Bloomberg's Craig Trudell. Craig, I love the fact that we go to the card start to talk also about geopolitics. I mean, it's just a strange and bizarre situation. Will this backfire? Does it basically elevate Elon Musk as kind of like a master of the universe, or does it backfire because people will stop buying the cars?
Well, I think a lot of consumers have obviously looked the other way through a lot of his many controversies. I mean, this sort of reminds you of back during the pandemic when he sort of inserted himself into, making predictions about when COVID cases were going to go to zero. That didn't go so well. He inserted himself into the Thai cave rescue back in 2018 and sort of, tried to come to the aid of the soccer team that was stuck in the cave. He does seem to have this tendency to kind of throw himself into the news cycle. There's no doubt about that. And certainly, people have been frustrated. Even some of his fans have been frustrated when he's acted out. But certainly there's a risk of a sort of piling on effect here of like, enough's enough, I'm not so interested in driving around in a car built by a guy who acts this way.
Yeah, Craig, I mean, we've been discussing this, whether we just overlook it as the bluster of an egotistical CEO, as some might claim, or whether we should pay more attention to it. So we're talking about the sales for Tesla, but also there's the question marks, arguably, around corporate governance, and a reminder that there is this concern from some investors. I
think that's definitely a legitimate one, just based on the way that we've seen the way the board sort of failed to check him time and time again, whether it was the funding secured issues of 2018. My colleague Dana Hull in San Francisco years ago reported about how he had pushed someone who was leaving the company. The board sort of looked at it and decided not to do anything about it. Even in the text exchanges that have come out of this Twitter litigation, you had one of his former directors of Tesla, really sort of, fawning over him. This guy was supposed to be the lead independent director at Tesla, and you really have a case where a lot of his, friends and allies, really sort of speak to him in a way that sort of suggests that you don't question him. You're very sort of friendly and supportive of him through thick and thin. One of his friends talking about we'll go to the mattress for you, ride or die. So this is a guy who clearly sort of values those sorts of relationships.